Hey, you geeks! Last week was totally bonkers, with the RPG closing its official Kickstarter, though it's still officially sorta open as of recording this video, and Tor dropping the cover reveal, and Tor dropping, of course, the topic of today's video, chapters 10 and 11 of Wind and Truth. With so much to dive into, let us not waste any time. Full spoiler warning for all Tor-released content of the Cosmere, including the back cover blurb, and I'll mark when I give Yumi and the Nightmare pointers in the video, okay? Okay, onward!
That is America's
Wind and Truth's cover reveals a leader we can all get behind. Okay, I'm done, I swear. Not much to say really about this cover. Michael Whelan does stunning work as always, and I love the detail of Dalinar holding his leather-bound Way of Kings. I can now go and recreate this scene whenever I feel like it, as soon as I get a mountain. I'm not quite sure what is the bigger creative liberty Whelan has taken here, either with the guardrails on top of Urithiru to add color that is much needed, or that there are a lot of equivalent height mountain peaks that close to Urithiru. Of course, Sanderson book covers are never meant to accurately depict a scene entirely, but rather depict a general vibe. And it's that vibe spot where theorizing has occurred in past, like with the Rhythm of War cover, where we were stunned to see Shallan in Shadesmar and that weird monolith thing, and what appeared to be Nightblood on the back cover. But then Michael Whelan got really chatty and told us no, that was not Nightblood, and also no, he had never depicted Dalinar on the cover of a Stormlight book, yet. And now I see why. Sanderson was clearly saving Dalinar for this cover, and it is beautiful. Let me know your thoughts on the cover below. The Spren and her boy. Kind of surprised that we were getting Kaladin's perspective as he followed Syl to go get her stuff. In books past, Syl would have just flown off on a spree and then returned. But Syl is growing up and Kaladin is noticing. But as Syl points out, she needs a pack human to carry her stuff, and that's what Kaladin is there for, as they join together for an epic quest to the library! Or, as he calls it, the book quartermaster, which Syl finds cute, and who wouldn't really? But how cute is Syl finding it? With the extended conversation about Syl's shoalhead, or lack thereof, it kind of wasn't too different from the conversation Cal and Syl had at the beginning of Oathbringer, but also more, whoa. Sanderson, where are you going?
But I'm picking up on some sort of entendre, which appears to be double, and I would just like to inform you.
Syl and Barbie actually have a lot of similarities. Both are personifications of ideals, and both struggle to get respected as full persons. Syl didn't really get individualized as an honor spren until Oathbringer, and until Rhythm of War, I would have said she was happy, just as she was carefree and flitting around. Now we see that she wants to be taken seriously and is troubled when she isn't. Syl bounced up and down eagerly, ignoring the book quartermaster and her severe gaze. She raised the pen and dipped it, each motion slow and careful. She placed it onto the page and crafted a single letter. Then she set the pen back down. "Very good," the book quartermaster said. "You now display the skill of a 4-year-old. Syl wilted. I suppose evil world-hopping librarians are going to be a thing in the extended Sandoverse now. It's odd and yet so storming realistic that people can cheer Kaladin Stormblessed, savior of the tower, Bright Lord, and yet completely disrespect the woman who helped him get there. If Syl is getting set up for a self-actualization arc, then I'm not yet sold on it also being a romance arc with Kaladin. One of you viewers had theorized in the comments, thank you for the comment, that you thought maybe Ishar was going to trick Syl into getting a real human body so that she could be with Kaladin. And yeah, I'm totally picking up that Syl wants to be part of that world. But the original moral of The Little Mermaid is how bad of an idea it is to sell your soul to an evil wizard to be with some guy. And I can't see Sanderson Disneyfying that ending as a route to Syl's self-actualization. He could adopt it as a road to tragedy, I think, but I don't want that for Syl. We've got a lot of reading left to do, and I am hooked. The Message, Way of Kings. Oh, goody. They've invented the printing press, just in time for Dalinar's reformation, or revolution, in the Vorin Church. With the series' past focus on translation of ancient texts, I'm really looking forward to the back 5, where ardents and scholars and laypeople argue over which is the best translation of the Way of Kings. Are we going to find out that some books have extra chapters where he goes and saves a righteous wife from the lies of scheming old guys? I want more. But that's far into the future. On to more pressing inventions.
Aye, the Countess says to point north, but we're not trying to find north, are we?
Oh gosh, a few of you guys were all over my compass observations in the last video, and your brilliant insights have helped me come to a new level of a full theory on the Sanderson compass. First, I admit I was wrong to assume that this functioned off of electromagnetic fields. We all know what happens when you assume. Drahe proves you wrong. This device points to something far in the distance, something the sibling called the Grand Knell, source of the current, the death of a god. It gives us a bearing, Drahe explained. This always points to the knell. I know the angle from Lasting Integrity we were to take. I don't think we've strayed too far. Thus, the compass does track investiture, not strictly magnetic fields. Though I wonder, what kind of a device is it, since it can't be a radiant fabrial, as that would manifest as a deadeye in the cognitive realm. And it can't be a modern fabrial with a captured spren, as these were found in ancient storehouses. And the ancients were not able to capture spren to create modern fabrials. So, what is this device? Really? How can it track lines of investiture in the spiritual realm, where most gods are said to have died in the cosmere, except for Aona and Ska? My theory is that this device tracks lines of connection that, bondsmiths are known to mess with when they go mad. Ishar touched his hand to his own chest, creating a line of light between him and Dalinar. I will take this bond to the Stormfather. I will bear it myself. I sense something odd in you, a connection to odium. He sees you as the one who will fight against him. This cannot be right. I will take that connection as well. It is through careful reading of connection lines that Ishtar determines Dalinar is to be Honor's champion. Therefore, hypothetically, you could read lines of connection to determine who Odium's champion would be. And, according to the back blurb, Dalinar and Navani seek an edge against Odium's champion that can be found only in the spiritual realm, where memory and possibility combine in chaos. It seems our heroes could get lost in the spiritual realm. And what do we need when we get lost?
Compass?
It tells you how to find your way when you get lost.
Growing up with two physicists for parents, they would always pause this scene to explain to me how inaccurate it was that a compass would track magic leaves and then point apparently due east into a sunrise, and now I have an answer for them. Investiture and connection, suckers! Captain Jack is always right. Dalinar and Navani are not the only protagonists who, it appears, will be spending Wind and Truth searching for someone in the spiritual realm. We've known Shallan would set out on a quest to find Ba-Adam Mishram, who, according to Kulak, is now also there. And Ba-Adam Mishram suddenly has become quite chatty now that she knows Shallan is on the hunt. In Shallan's mind, a woman's voice speaking to the rhythms. I will kill you. I will burn everything you love. I will exact vengeance in a river of blood. Darkness tunneled around Shallan. I will rampage across this world until not a single human remains. Drawing breath betrays these monsters. I will send you back to the flames from whence you... You know, I thought we'd have to wait for Yasna to point out the obvious flaw in Shallan's plan.
Can we in fact pretend that she is anything other than a woman scorned like which fury hell hath no? We cannot.
But I guess Ba-Adam Mishram will speak for herself. If this is Ba-Adam Mishram, we only have Kulak's word for it, and it's not like the heralds have lied to us before. Substantiation. This is peak Neoplatonic world building, and I am here for it. Sanderson has been standing on the shoulders of Dante and Einstein to have foreshadowed that light has substance since Oathbringer. So last week when Shallan said her new ideal and her image stabbed a fuse, I was like, of course, she can do that. She's a light weaver. And Kulak said that it wasn't that big of a deal. He seemed so low-key about it, and he freaks out about everything. So I was not expecting the fused reaction to be, you have learned substantiation. I thought your kind had forbidden that skill. Odium will need to know. He dove through the bead wall, vanishing. Not to mention Shallan's very real terror at her sudden ability to create the world as she wills it, even if just for an instant. I created Radiant, Shallan whispered. I could have created you. Maybe that's why you're so wonderful. I said reality could be what I imagined it to be, but I don't actually want that. That would be terrifying. Yeah, when she ended the chapter with that line last week, I wrote it off as bravado. But bravado can be literally true in the Stormlight archive, so we gotta watch out for that. Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, spoilers ensue. I totally groaned when Nikaro said, our world, Yumi, our rules, as he substantiated her into existence at the end of Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. Sanderson had done the work to show that Nikaro wasn't so much as creating a new rule, just exploiting a loophole. But I let it slide because Yumi and the Nightmare Painter was not the sort of book to take a deep dive into the existential crisis that such realities could create. But Wind and Truth is that sort of book to dive into the existential crises of people being able to insert their subjective will and fancies in very real ways into the world. So I look forward to the deep dive as Shallan sets out to try to determine what is truth and what is a lie. For now, it seems she has a telltale sign from the wind itself. How would she ever know what to trust? Trust him. You can trust him. Pity we know that those training wheels are going to get yanked off when the wind disappears sometime during this book. The Horse and His Boy. My longest standing beef with Sanderson has been his dislike of horses. This goes back to high school horse girl Jackie, who really wanted to get deeper into fantasy after reading the Chronicles of Narnia and Harry Potter. Confronted at the library with two options, there was the beige monstrosity of Elantris and Green Rider with a horse on the cover. I chose the horse and DNF'd the series and basically all of fantasy. So I'm glad that Sanderson is finally branching out into the most magical bond in all of fantasy, that between a horse and his boy. Not only Gallant getting saved by Music Spren, and Music Spren are horses, and Sureblood's a Music Spren now running for eternity over blissful sky fields in his afterlife.
My heart is so full of hope that it's making me tear-bend.
I knew there would be waterfalls this week. I just didn't anticipate tears of such joy. Drahe is still alive, but they ain't out of the woods yet, as
10,000 orcs now stand between Frodo and Mount Doom.
Or at least the Aesir Oathgate. Without Aragorn there to cause a distraction, I am now very worried that Shallan and company won't be able to get there in time to warn the Aegis and to say goodbye to Kaladin. And if Sanderson punks us again on this issue, I will send a very strongly worded letter to Dragonsteel. Maybe. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more. Leave a comment with your thoughts. So many ideas, so many theory possibilities. Thanks for watching. Bye!